Kat's going to tuck her pelvis underneath her, flatten out the spine nicely, the chin's going to be tucked in, the crown of the head is up, with the eyes looking down toward the floor to put the dura mater under tension. The elbows are going to be extended, so you're straightening out your arms, and then at the humerus, the shoulders, you are going to... Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Steven here with Team E4Work, and today Kat and I are going to be demonstrating a segmental strengthening and reinforcement exercise for the posterior fibers of the posterior deltoid. With regard to this exercise, a lot of people are going to be very medially rotated in the shoulders. I already covered this in other videos, but because of the way we live our lives, people are always at their desk on a computer, on their phone, driving in this position, and when that happens, you're going to develop medial rotation of your shoulders. Ideally, you would want your shoulders to be in a neutral position. If you do have medially rotated shoulders, this can lead to things like postural dysfunction and also shoulder and neck pain. So if you do have any of those types of symptoms, incorporating this exercise would be terrific. With regard to the deltoid, we have three different deltoids. We have the anterior deltoid in the front, we have the medial or lateral deltoid on the side, and then we have the posterior deltoid on the back side of the shoulder. With regard to these muscles, they attach from the lateral aspect of the clavicle to the acromion process all the way to the spine of the scapula, and then they attach to the deltoid tuberosity of the humerus. With regard to this exercise right over here, the way that we are going to perform it, I'm going to have Kat in the position that she's in right now, so she's going to be kneeling. She wants to get into retroversion of the pelvis. This is going to put the entire posterior chain under tension. And then from this position, I want her to straighten her arms at the elbows, and then she is going to go into maximum external rotation of the shoulders. Remember, most people are medially rotated. So with regard to the deltoid muscle, the anterior deltoid is going to be responsible for flexion, medial rotation. The lateral deltoid is going to be responsible for abduction, and then the posterior deltoid is going to be responsible for external rotation and extension of the humerus. All three of the deltoids are going to be responsible for abduction as well. So because it is responsible for extension and external rotation, that is why we have Kat externally rotating her arms. Then the next thing, we're going to have her tuck in her chin. She's going to push her crown toward the ceiling, and then with her eyes, she's going to look down toward the floor to put the dura mater under tension. And then in terms of the actual exercise itself, all she is going to do is she's going to bring her arms into as much extension as possible while maintaining the retroversion of the pelvis, the chin tucked in, and maintaining the external rotation in the humerus. So Kat, I'm going to just have you go ahead and extend your shoulders as much as you can while maintaining maximum external rotation, and then just come back and just do a few repetitions. And just so you guys get a good idea of what exactly this exercise looks like from the side, I'm just going to have Kat turn around and face that way, and she's just going to perform it. That way you guys get a second view. So again, we have a retroversion of the pelvis. So Kat's going to tuck her pelvis underneath her, flatten out the spine nicely, the chin's going to be tucked in, the crown of the head is up, with the eyes looking down toward the floor to put the dura mater under tension. The elbows are going to be extended, so you're straightening out your arms, and then at the humerus, the shoulders, you are going to go into maximum external rotation, and then from here, Kat is going to go into as much extension of the shoulders as possible. And this is the segmental strengthening and reinforcement exercise for the posterior fibers of the posterior deltoid. Now, with regard to this exercise right over here, if you've seen the other videos with regard to shoulder and postural dysfunction, you can stop doing the demonstration for now. But with regard to the actual sets and repetitions, for this exercise right over here, because we are trying to improve posture, then we want to accumulate a lot of time under tension. So you would want to do 3 sets of 50 repetitions of this exercise. That is 5-0, not 1-5. Because when you are trying to correct posture, you're spending years in this position in a medially rotated position. So you want to accumulate a lot of time under tension, and if you're doing the typical 8 to 12 repetitions, you're not going to be able to accumulate that time under tension. So 3 sets of 50 repetitions is what you would want to do for the posterior fibers of the posterior deltoid. But that's pretty much it for today's video. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to smash that like button so I know to make more of these types of videos in the future. And if you're either new to the channel or haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, as I will be uploading new videos every single day. That's it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you again tomorrow.